Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to part 29 of What If Naruto Was Trained to Be a Mercenary. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out What If Tsunade Was Naruto's mother. I just posted a new episode on this channel, so go ahead and enjoy. And also, I also did a new episode of What If Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu, so go and enjoy that as well. And on my second channel, Anime King 2, and if this is the first you're hearing about it, switch across. I'll be leaving a link at top of the description for my second channel, Anime King 2, where I posted two brand new what ifs. Uchiha Naruto, the Sage, and also what if Naruto got a new bloodline. So go and enjoy those. And yeah, if you're new to this channel and it's the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel, and comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying back to you all. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight into this. So the last time we left off, Naruto faced off against Sasuke as he defeated Sasuke, and then the envoys showed up, Neji and Shikamaru, their captain, and they carried off Itachi and Sasuke, and also Sasuke's team. They then went back to Konoha with Itachi as they found him not guilty for just following orders, as Itachi arrived back at his house as he entered, as memories flashed into his mind. Meanwhile that was going on, Sasuke was being interrogated. Back with Team Kitsune, they were currently on their way to the Sand as 5 days has passed, as they had a new mission to do. So the last part we left off, they were all currently in a cave. So yeah, if you guys haven't yet, switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself and enjoy. So let's start this new episode. Currently, they were still in the cave because of the sandstorm, as they were all pretty bored. Hey Naruto, what's that book you have there? Ino asked him as she sat next to him. Oh, Naruto showed her the black book. This is a bingo book that contains information about all the missing names from the different villages. I know what a bingo book is, said Ino. I was talking about the other one, she pointed out. Naruto's eyes went wide. By now, Ino's comment has brought Sakura and Hinata attention to them, as they were both looking at it, as both Hinata and Sakura came closer to him. He couldn't allow them to find out about the second book that he was holding. But it was too late. The girls were looking at the book with curiosity written in their eyes. Sakura saw the blue book as she looked at the title. The title was The Healing of a Broken Heart by the Ramen Sage. Oh, I'm so screwed, I better come up with something, Naruto thought, trying not to freak out, as he couldn't allow them to read what is in this book. What is that book? Asked Sakura. From the title, I guess. It must be some kind of novel, Hinata replied. Oh, it's nothing, Naruto said, as he tried to calm himself. Ino then took in the book even more, as she said, oh my, Naruto, I can't believe that you also have it. Huh? Naruto said as a reply. Do you know about that book? Asked Sakura as she looked at Ino. Know about it? Are you kidding? Of course, it's my favorite book. I have a copy of it back home. So, it's a novel. I could tell by looking at the title. Is it good, Ino? Asked Hinata as she looked at the blue book. You bet, Ramen Sage is a very popular book, and the author, well, no one knows his real name. They just call him the Ramen Sage. He's become very popular over the 5 countries. His books has sold over 200,000 copies and top each volume of Ichi Ichi books, Ino replied. Meanwhile, Naruto was blushing. So, is it a good book? Asked Hinata. You bet, this is the best novel out right now. It is the best, with dramas, heartbreak, romance, and the sex scenes are very hot and steamy, Ino replied as blush marks came on her cheek. Meanwhile, Naruto was blushing like crazy as he didn't want them to find out his secret. Meanwhile, Hinata started to blush when she heard the sex part. Sex scenes? Ino, are you saying that this novel is a... Sakura said as she stared at Ino. Yeah, it's an adult novel, said Ino with a happy smile. As Sakura turned and gazed at Naruto, knowing that he has a porn novel. Then again, she wasn't happy that her best friend has the porn novel also. As she sweat dropped, gazing at the two blondes, you two are unbelievable, reading such things. I will never waste my money on those kind of books. You're only saying that because you never read it yet, but trust me, if you do, it will be like a mind changer, said Ino. I would never read something like that, shouted Sakura. I guess it would be best if I don't tell Sakura who the author of the book is, Naruto thought with a sweat drop on the back of his head. Come on, Sakura, read a couple of the pages. Ino smiled sweetly at her best friend. Forget it. Can I read it? Everyone gasped, as Hinata was the one to say that, as they thought they heard wrong that Hinata wanted to read it. Naruto was shocked at her comment, while Ino was just grinning happily, but she was also surprised, as Sakura was at complete shock as well. Hinata, please don't tell me that you have your head damaged with perverted stuff too, asked Sakura in despair. Hinata blushed. I won't read any of the pages that have sex scenes. I just want to read the dialogue, that's all. No way, I can't believe that Hinata is in that kind of stuff, as Naruto was shocked before he smirked a little, as Naruto gave her the book. After a minute or two, Hinata started to smile as she loved the content of the book, as Sakura was just more shocked, while the two blondes were grinning, knowing that Hinata wasn't a shy innocent girl anymore. She was a real woman, and she enjoyed all these perverted novel stuff. Hinata then nodded in approval. This is better than Jiraiya's book. Suddenly, everyone stood quiet, as they were all looking at Hinata with shocks over their faces. Did I say that out loud? Hinata wondered as she looked at Naruto, as he grinned. Hinata, how do you know that the book is better than Pervy Sage Ichi book? He asked. Hinata started to blush deeply. Nothing, she said, stuttering. I am just guessing, that's all. I think you already read the Ichi book to know that Ramen Sage book is better, Ino said with a grin. No, Hinata said, trying to defend herself as she was nervous. You got to be kidding me. That can't be true. Hinata, you're not one of those persons, right? Asked Sakura as she was still shocked. Hinata sighed in defeat. Okay, I have read the series before. There was a lot of people reading it, so I decided to take a look, she said. Naruto stood there as he was amused. Hinata, you have really changed. Well, you have turned into a naughty girl, said Ino as she smirked at Hinata. As Sakura just sighed, as she knew that all of them read the book. She was traveling with 3 perverts. So, how is it? Naruto asked. So far, it is very good. There is a lot of drama and romance, Hinata said. Yeah, it's wonderful, said Ino. Sakura looked over at all of them as she wondered if she should give the book a try, as her inner self gave a thumbs up. Meanwhile, Naruto was blushing from the embarrassment as he rubbed the back of his head. I am happy that you guys liked the book a lot. It proves that it was worthy enough for me to write it. Suddenly, the 3 kunoichis turned and gazed at him. What? Asked Sakura as she looked at Naruto, as he gave an awkward chuckle. I was the one that wrote the book. Hinata was smiling and started to blush insanely, as she couldn't believe that Naruto wrote this book, as Ino had a weird smile on her face, and it was just getting larger and larger. As she got closer to him, no way! You're the author? You're the Ramen Sage? She said with stars in her eyes. Yeah, that's my pen name, replied the embarrassed Naruto. Ino couldn't hold it any longer as she let out a fangirl squeal as she bounced up and down. Oh God, I can't believe it. You are the successful writer that write this book over all 5 great countries? Are you sure, Naruto? Yes, I was the one that write that book, Naruto said. As Naruto was smiling, before his smile turned into a sad look as he saw Sakura glaring at him, as she didn't approve of him writing such a perverted book. Well, since what Ino said about it. Meanwhile, Hinata was just smiling a little, as she couldn't believe that Naruto wrote this. Well, to say, it was like it was right by a professional author, but Naruto was the one. As Ino started to fangirl over Naruto, meanwhile Hinata was quiet as she was reading the book, as she was reading one of the sex scenes. As she enjoyed how Naruto write it, it wasn't rushed like the Ichi Ichi book, it was so romantic. No doubt that this was a book she was going to put into her private collection. Ino then went to her with a big smile. Hinata, I know you're enjoying reading that book, but I need to borrow it. I will give it back to you later, I promise. Sure thing, I don't mind, said Hinata, although she was a bit sad. Alright, now that I'm meeting the one and only ramen sage, how about you autograph my book? Ino, that's my book, Naruto said, as his sweat dropped. You told me that you have one back at Konoha. But I won't travel back to Konoha to just get my book, that's silly. How about you give me this copy, said Ino. What? Said Naruto. Please, Naruto, let me have this copy, she said as she was giving him puppy eyes and making a circle mark on his chest with her finger. Naruto admitted defeat as she was too much for him. Okay, Ino, you can have it. Ino cheered as she hugged him. After a while, she broke the hug. Alright, give me your autograph, she said with a big smile. Sakura sighed as she thought that Ino was making too much of a big fuss over this, but a part of her was dying to read the book. Naruto then took out a pen as he was ready to sign the book on its cover. What do you want me to write, Ino? Ino winked at him. You must write to my #1 fan, the most beautiful kunoichis in the 5 great countries, and the most sexy, and the one you love the most. Naruto smirked at her. How about my #1 fan, and my valuable, and my beautiful teammate? Whatever you say, Ino said with a giggle. Naruto then finished signing the book as he handed it over to her. Ino was holding it for a second, like it was priceless, as she then looked at Hinata. Oh, here you go, Hinata, as Hinata took the book and opened it and started to read again. So Naruto, said Sakura, how did you write such a perverted book in the first place? She asked. Oh yeah, Naruto, tell us, what inspired you to write such an important and one of the best adult novel ever? As she was waiting to hear the story. I wouldn't mind if you tell us, Hinata said, as she stopped reading the book and turned to Naruto. Well, Naruto said as he gazed outside of the cave, seeing that the sandstorm hasn't ended yet. I guess I can tell you guys why I write the book and what inspired me. Come on, just tell us already, Ino said as she wanted to hear the story. Alright, just sit back and relax and I will tell you the story. Alright, go. As Naruto went back into a flashback, Kitsune and Jiraiya was walking on the street as Kitsune just caught Jiraiya peeping in one of the women's bath, as Jiraiya was a bit angry that Kitsune messed with his research, as he wanted some more research to write, more things for his next novel. Jiraiya was currently mumbling to himself as Kitsune walked off. Hey, where are you going? I'm not done with you, Jiraiya said. Listen, Pervy Sage, I have more missions to do, and right now I'm pretty tired. So, I'm off. What? You're off? Said Jiraiya. Look what you did. I finally find a perfect spot to do my research. But no, you came and ruined my spot. So what do you want me to do, cry? Because I'll ruin your spot of you peeping at all those women's? You can find another spot and peep if you want. Jiraiya crossed his arms on his chest as he looked at Kitsune and glared. Just because you have become famous and strong, it doesn't give you the right to talk to me like that. You're forgetting who are you talking to. I am one of the legendary Sannin. the Toad Sage of Mount Miyaboku, the ladies' man, the best in this entire world, Jiraiya said, and then he gave a pose. Did you say something? Kitsune asked as he was already walking away. Jiraiya faced palm. How did you turn out so mean and disrespectful to me? I can't believe you're my successor, he said. Anyway, I'm leaving. See you around, Pervisage. As Kitsune turned around to leave. Jiraiya then watched him leave as he then gave a grin. I was lying when I say that you were my successor. You still cannot beat me, and you haven't yet surpassed me. As Kitsune stopped and turned around. What did you just say? You think I haven't surpassed you yet? Jiraiya was grinning mentally because he had his student attention. I have to admit that you become strong and good with the ladies, but you still haven't surpassed one task that I have done. Until you do that, you will not become better than me. Really? And what exactly is that? As Kitsune was very curious to hear what Jiraiya was talking about. Well, the last thing you have to do, as he pulled out one of his Ichi books, you have to write a great novel and make it become more popular than the Ichi book, he said with a perverted grin. Kitsune faced palm as he wasn't expecting that. So you want me to write porn? He asked. Of course, as my apprentice you have to learn everything from me. From my amazing fighting skills to my amazing writing skills. If that is the case, I don't want to be your successor. There's no way I'm going to write a perverted book, Kitsune said. But you must. As my apprentice, it is your duty to surpass me and become my successor, Jiraiya said as he sounded a little more serious. Then perhaps I don't want to be your successor if I have to go this low to be yours. I won't write a perverted book for your amusement. I know you too well, Pervisage. Oh, come on. It's not like it's the most horrible thing in the world. It is to me, Kitsune said with a frown. Hey, hold it. You're overreacting to this whole thing, said Jiraiya. And if I remember well, you're a pervert too. He looked at Kitsune. What? I am not, Kitsune said, as he then started to blush a little. Really? What about the time that we went to see the bathing suit contest and all those women looked like their body was about to pop right out? You got a dozen nosebleeds, not to mention, you also got a souvenir from the contest. That small bathing suit that can barely cover a woman's body. As Kitsune lowered his head in shame, as he hoped no one was around to hear that. Don't remind me of that, said Kitsune. Or should I remind you when you dance with all those sexy ladies and you start to grope them? I said shut up already, Kitsune said as he was blushing, remembering that day when he groped so many beautiful girls. As that was truly the best day of his life. Jiraiya then looked at Kitsune. I understand if you don't want to do this, but you're missing the best opportunity a ninja can do in their entire life. What, writing porn? Kitsune asked with a frown. No, I am talking about a student surpassing their teacher and becoming the strongest ninja in the 5 great countries. Please, Pervisage, you're not gonna convince me with your teacher and student act, Kitsune said as he crossed his arms. I was very proud when Minato surpassed me. It was the happiest day in my life. He was like a son to me. As you are his son, you're like my grandson, Naruto. I want to see you surpass me as well, and that would be the happiest day for me. Damn it. Now he's making me feel guilty about it, Kitsune thought. Well, I guess I'll never see you surpassing me, like Minato did, if you're going to chicken out from writing the book, said Jiraiya. I am truly disappointed. I guess the great Kitsune Flash isn't the best after all. As Jiraiya started to walk away, I am going then. Wait, Kitsune said, as Jiraiya stopped in his tracks, as a perverted smile came on his face, as Naruto had took the bait. Alright, if it means that much to you, then I will do it, said Kitsune. Jiraiya quickly turned around, smiling at him. That's my student. I know you will never let me down. Yeah, Kitsune mumbled. Just don't let me regret it. A couple of days later, Naruto was in an inn, as he was currently in his room sitting down at the table, as he had a brush and some stacks of paper in front of him, but he had no idea what to write about. He knew he had to write some perverted stuff, but he needed a story plot. No way was he going to write a book about sex without giving it a proper storyline. Yet, nothing came to his mind. He has never done this before, as he growled in frustration, as he sighed, as he gazed at the blank sheet of paper and then looking at the brush and ink. He rubbed his head. There was nothing he could write about. His mind was blank as the paper. And even if he came up with a good storyline, would he be able to write a good sex scene? Of course he knew about sex and how it worked, but he hasn't done it yet, so he didn't have the experience. As he wasn't getting nowhere, but he wouldn't give up. He never go back on his word, because that is his nature way. Naruto then heard a knock on the door. "Come in," he said, as Jiraiya walked in. "Well, Naruto, you told me that you were going to do the book today. So, how is it going?" "You don't want to know," said Naruto as Jiraiya walked up to him. "It can't be that bad," said Jiraiya, as he looked over Naruto's shoulder to see a blank paper. "You haven't even written a single letter. What's wrong with you? Are you having problem in writing?" "Yeah, maybe, because I've never written a book like this before, or written a book in my entire life. Writing is all new to me. I don't know exactly what to do. I don't have a clue." "Come on, Naruto, it's not that hard. You need to focus on the story you have in mind. It's like a new jutsu. Practice and concentrate. And focus." "Thanks for the explanation, but I prefer learning a jutsu over this. It's much easier." As Naruto sighed as he rubbed his forehead. "Oh, I know, you have zero motivation to do a story. I have an idea." "What is it?" Naruto asked. "How about some research?" "Research?" Naruto repeated. "Yeah, go ahead and visit the hot bath in town." Naruto frowned. "I knew you were going to say that. But you were already kicked out because of peeping. Thanks to me," he said with a smile. "Don't remind me," said Jiraiya. "But if you want inspiration, you have to go." "Alright," Naruto said. Time skip. At the town local bath house. They were currently at another hot bath, different from the one that Jiraiya got banned from, as Naruto and Jiraiya were around the back, as Jiraiya had created a small hole and Naruto was there peeping, as he could see everything, as he's getting a lot of nosebleeds, as his nose was bleeding hard, as he watched all kinds of heavenly bodies, as he felt like he wanted to go in there and just do all of them, as he felt a rage of hormone just take over his body. "I know what you're thinking, but you should be inspired right now," Jiraiya whispered to him, as Naruto nodded. "Yeah, these are the best," as he was blushing. "Now, Naruto, take in everything and get inspiration and write a wonderful story." Naruto then paused his story, as the tree Kunoichi's sweat dropped, listening to his story. Hinata was blushing at the way Naruto had to find inspiration. Meanwhile, Ino was smirking at the way Naruto talked about his experience. Sakura was frowning as she did not like how Naruto got his motivation to write his book. "Unbelievable," Sakura mumbled. "You had to peep to get your motivation to write a book?" "Well, I wasn't really thinking about it back then, but it helped me a lot to write my first chapter in 2 days. Now, let's get back to it," he said. 2 days later in the flashback. "What the hell is this crap?" Jiraiya thought as he threw the paper away. "I thought the research would give you inspiration to write like a professional, not the other way around." "Excuse me? What do you have against my first written chapter? I must say, it's quite good if I must say so myself," shouted the annoyed Naruto. "Pretty good to make someone fall asleep. It's terrible, Naruto. All you focus on is the dialogue. You shouldn't just focus on dialogue and talking that much. Where is all the action?" "Action? as Naruto raised an eyebrow, already knowing what Jiraiya was talking about. Oh, you don't like it because I didn't write a sex scene in the first chapter. Exactly, kid. The good writing of an adult novel writer is to focus on the sex scenes. That is your opinion, but if you haven't noticed, I am the one that's writing this book. It's not you. That is exactly why I want you to write it the way I design. Because my books are awesome, and if you keep on writing it your way, no one will bite, and it will fail and suck. Naruto growled at Jiraiya. How can you tell that my book will fail and suck? Naruto, calm down. I have experience with this. Remember, I write 2 famous novels already, so you must listen to me. The readers just want to read the novel, only for the sex, and if you don't realize that, your book will fail. So you're saying that everyone that buy your book are perverts? Naruto asks. Not exactly, but most people that buy my books, they're just curious to know about the sex scenes and all that. So Naruto, you need to cut most of these dialogues crap and work more on the sex scenes, Jiraiya said with a big smile. Well Jiraiya, if it fails, it fails. But I am writing this book how I want, and I bet that it will be even popular than your Ichi book. Bet? Alright kid, but you're gonna fail anyways. So, let's bet. Wait, what should we bet? Alright, if I win, you have to say that all of your Ichi books sucks, and they are the worst. And what if... No, not what if. When I win, what will you do? Well, what do you want? Naruto asks. You have to say that you will never surpass the one and only Toad Sage, Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sanins, and that I am the best and the greatest ninja in this world. Alright, we have a deal. Alright, now go and let me get to work. Alright, see ya kid, said Jiraiya as he headed through the window. Naruto then finished his story as he looked back at the 3 kunoichis, who were still shocked by his story, as they found out that Naruto was a pervert. And his book was way better than the Ichi book, so they guessed that he won that little contest. So in the end, I won the bet, and my book became popular than the 3 volumes of Ichi books. Wait, I understand that the book is popular, said Sakura, but how come I never heard of it? Well, unless you've been sleeping under a rock for the past 2 years, I don't understand how you don't know about it, Naruto said that sweat dropped. Well, as she blushed in embarrassment. You could say something like that. Sakura was always busy in the hospital, so she didn't really focus on life and all that. So that is why she don't know about your book, Ino said. Yeah, I guess you're right, replied Sakura, as he scratched the back of her head like Naruto does it. Naruto then chuckled as he looked outside of the cave and smiled. The sandstorm is finally finished, as they all get ready to set out. Time skip. At the sand village, the Chunin guards were on the wall as they were looking out scouting the area as Kitsune and his group walked up. Oh guys, it's alright, one of them said. It's Kitsune, as they all started to cheer as Kitsune walked closer to the gate. Welcome Kitsune. It's been a while since I've been here. I take it that everything is alright with the village, asked Kitsune with a smile. The Chunin nodded. Yes, Kazekage has been expecting you. That's right, we are here for business after all. I am here for the mission that Gaara requested. And who are they? Asked another Chunin, gazing at the 3 masked kunoichis. Kitsune smiled. This is my team, Huntress, Temptress, and Mistress. And together, we are Team Kitsune Flash. I welcome you all to the Sand Village, the Chunin said. Glad to be here, Huntress said. Thank you, Mistress said, as Temptress just nodded. Right, please go right in and enjoy your stay. As they all walked in, after walking for a long path, they then came out of the rocky region, as the place was well secured. Looks like Gaara has been ruling the sand like it should be, thought Kitsune with a happy smile. This is the first time I've been here. Huntress said. When you're always in the Konoha hospital, every day of your life, no wonder. Temptress said that smirk. I am a medic nin and saving life is what I do, said Huntress. Please you two, don't get in a fight. We're right in a mission. Right, as your first time visiting the sand, you should enjoy yourself and also be prepared for the mission. So let's go. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out my second channel. I posted 2 what ifs on that. And also I posted 2 episodes on this as well. So go and enjoy yourself and enjoy all of them. But for now, I'm out guys. Peace.